Hello everyone, I am Trainer from Western Overseas and today I'm here to discuss about PTE Speaking. If you remember, yesterday we discussed general discussion about PTE. Now I'm here again to tell you that how a candidate can score high in PTE Speaking. PTE Speaking is quite interesting as its pattern is completely different from IELTS and TOEFL, and you know that in PTE Speaking there are 5 type of questions and each question has effective tip and strategy through which a candidate can score very high in the speaking part, in the speaking module. Now here I want to show some limelight on the type of the questions. The first type of question that come in PTE is read aloud. As you all know, the name suggests read aloud. Read aloud means that a paragraph will be displayed on the screen of 60 words, and then as soon as the paragraph is displayed on the screen, first you get 35 seconds to analyze, to see the words what are being written in the paragraph. Then as soon as the recording starts, you have to speak within 3 seconds. In PTE Speaking, once the recording is start, you have to speak in 3 seconds, else the mic of the microphone will get shut off. So you have to speak within 3 seconds as soon as the recording starts. So in read aloud portion, what a student must take care is, the first thing that a student must take care in rising your tone on contrast words. Rising your tone on contrast words means that words which are the typical ones, which are the difficult ones, you have to rise your tone. Which are difficult one, you have to rise your tone on that, and falling tone at the end of the sentence. This is the most effective tip for read aloud to get high scores. The second one is keep speaking, don't stop. It's a golden rule. You don't have to stop. Because you know, in PTE Speaking, your marks are judged on 3 things, that is coherence, fluency and pronunciation. So you don't have to stop, as if you take a pause, it will hinder your fluency. And in read aloud, it is very important to take care of the pronunciation, because each and every word is displayed on the screen and you have to pronounce that word very, very correctly. So please, when you give PTE Speaking, take care of 3 things. In all the type of the questions, your speaking is judged on coherence, fluency and pronunciation, and how well you attempt. The third one is pay attention to the articles and plurals in the sentence. It is very important in read aloud. See, read aloud portion doesn't mean that a paragraph is displayed on the screen and you have to just speak. Means you have to just in a span of time you just have to complete the task. It's not like that. Till the time you will not give the intonations, you will not give the expressions, you will not raise your tone, fall your tone, it is not complete. You will not get that high scores in read aloud portion. So to get good marks in read aloud portion, as it is very scoring, it's very easy and very simple, it's very scoring, because the paragraph is displayed on the screen and you just have to repeat the words, you just have to say what is being displayed on the screen. So please use intonations, use expressions, rise your tone, fall your tone. It doesn't mean that you have to speak in one single tone, either very fast or very slow. Okay, so and also pay attention to the articles and plurals in the sentence, as it will help you, it enhance your scores. And the last one is how you can practice read aloud. The tests are the tests that you perform in your class that are sufficient for you, but if you want to practice, if you want to gain more scores, what you have to do, you have to keep on practicing through newspapers, through magazines, through novels, and try to speak tongue twisters as well, because it will improve your speaking. Read aloud is the easiest portion of PTE Speaking and you can score full marks in read aloud. So don't lose your marks in this portion. Keep on practicing through newspapers, magazines, novels, and try to speak tongue twisters as well. The second type of question that come in PTE Speaking is repeat the sentence. Again, very easy, but you have to be very careful in repeat the sentence, because sometimes, you know, when the speaker speaks the sentence, the rate of speech can be high. In some, it's very rare. Usually they speak one sentence, not 2 sentences. They speak only one sentence, and you have to listen very carefully and then you have to repeat it again. See, the first thing that you have to do in repeat the sentence is just hear with the full concentration. Memorize and speak as much as you can. This is the first rule that you have to apply when you do the repeat the sentence, because repeat the sentence means what you have heard, you have to speak it again. So you have to hear it with the full concentration, and for this type of question you have to increase your memory as well, that what the speaker has spoken first and what in the middle and what in the last. The second thing that you have to do in repeat the sentences, just start speaking as soon as computer ends the sentence, as you have only 3 seconds. I have mentioned this thing earlier also, that when the recording starts you have to speak within 3 seconds, because if you will not speak in 3 seconds the mic of the microphone will shut. Okay, so you have to speak within 3 seconds. As soon as computer completes its sentence, the speaker completes its sentence, please speak, and don't take a pause and repeat the sentence as well. Taking a pause in speaking means hindering your fluency, which can low or reduce your scores. The third important thing that you have to take care in repeat the sentences, if you can't remember, at least give importance to keywords. You know, I have mentioned this point because in your in PTE speaking, your scores are like 0, 1, 2 and 3. If you do not attempt any of the thing, you get 0. If you attempt some words, means you have heard a complete sentence, and out of that sentence you have spoken few words, important keywords, then you can get 1. If you have spoken more than 50%, then a student can score 2. And if the student has completed in a full manner, in a full way, what the speaker has said, and you have repeated in the same way, then you can get 3 marks. So please, if you are not able to understand the complete sentence, give importance to keywords so that you can score at least some marks. If you are not getting full marks, at least you can get some marks. The third type of the question that come in PTE speaking is describe image. Student usually find it difficult, but it is not. If you know that how we have to attempt describe image, what are the tips and strategies for describe image, it is the easiest one. Nothing is impossible. Okay, so what things you have to take care in PT in the third type of the question, that is describe image. The first thing that you have to consider in your mind, and the first thing that you have to speak in describe image, is what the graph is about. See, in describe image there are generally like 5 to 6 type of questions which come, like bar graph, polyline graph, table graph, pie chart, some layout, some map, or any life cycle or any process. These kind of things come in the exam. Okay, so what first sentence you have to speak, what the graph is about. For example, I'll give you an example. Suppose you can say the pie chart depicts the information about for no longer attending the school in both the genders. The second example, like the polyline graph depicts the information about the sales of shoes in Australia in year 1995. So this is the first statement of our describe image, what the graph is about. Second thing that you have to speak after this is the maximum and the minimum point of the graph. This is the gist of the graph. Gist means main part of the graph. The maximum and the minimum. The third thing, if there is any huge difference or similarity, then you also have to speak. You know, the maximum point, the minimum point, the huge difference and the similarity, what are they? The maximum, minimum, the huge difference and similarity, these are the gist of the graph, gist of the image, and it help you to get high scores, because if you have described maximum, minimum, huge difference or similarity, then means you have described your graph very well, which will help you to get very good scores. The last thing that you have to consider is overall. Overall, what you have observed in the graph that you can speak. See, in describe image, we get 25 seconds to analyze the picture, and then we get 40 seconds to speak. So in 40 seconds, the main things that you can cover in a very easy manner is what the graph is about, the maximum and minimum point of the graph, and if there is any huge difference or similarity, and the last thing is overall. One more point I have written in describe image, which I want to discuss with the students, is that in any image, like in any describe image, if the question comes about life cycle, if the question comes about layout of something, like layout of a apartment, layout of a building, or layout of a library, of any lecture hall, if a question comes like that, or any map, like map of Antarctica, map of west part of Africa, or a world map, If the question comes like this, please use the words like on the left hand side, on the right hand side, on below, bottom, top, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. Use the words like this. It will help you to get high scores. See, describe image is not difficult at all if you take care of all the things. Like first thing, what the graph is about, the maximum and minimum. Maximum and minimum we can also say the highest point, the lowest point. And for maximum, the another good word is peak point or zenith point. And for minimum, the good point is bottom, or you can say plateau point. Okay, if you want to get good marks for the vocabulary part. Huge difference or similarity overall. And if the question comes on life cycle, layout, map, use the words like left hand side, right hand side, below, bottom, top, southeast, southwest, northeast, northwest. And I have mentioned it earlier also. Okay, the fourth part of the PTE speaking is retell the lecture. Retell the lecture is these are the two type of questions. Students usually find these two questions difficult, that is describe image and retell the lecture, but it is not difficult. In retell the lecture, you have to increase your concentration on listening. See, in PTE, the listening skills, they are very, very important, because your speaking is also based on listening. You should be a good listener, especially the accent the foreign accent, because the speaker usually speak in that accent, in that language. So you should be a good listener for that. For retell the lecture, first thing that you can do is always start by saying the lecture provides brief information about. You have to start your lecture by saying this word. The lecture provides brief information about. The second important thing that you have to do in retell the lecture is extract the integral information and note it. You get erasable notepads. In that erasable notepad, you can extract the integral. Integral means important information like names, dates, places, whether a person is politician, whether a person is a great archaeologist, artist, or the person or the lecture is about nature, technology, proofreading, exhibition, museums, number of topics. Okay, so extract the integral information and note it. And in retell the lecture, if you speak, it is always told that in retell the lecture, you have to tell the lecture in your own words, because if we speak in our own words, it helps us to get more scores, high scores. The third important thing, if you possibly try to catch 3 to 5 sentences, main sentences, it becomes easy to retell in your own words. The important things, the important sentences, like for example, if the lecture was about politician, when the politician was born, his achievements, and in the end of the life, what he did. So all the important sentences note down and then retell in your own words. Don't repeat, retell in your own words. It will help you to get high scores. Okay, the last part of the PTE speaking is tips for answer short question. See, in answer short question, what it is, these are the questions of general knowledge. General knowledge, like for example, the question, the red fluid that flows in human body. Okay, highest population, Tokyo or Wellington, the country having largest land area, the second largest country having largest land area. These kind of question come, okay, in your answer short question. So you have to be observable for that. Observe the things. Okay, and what are the tips for answer short question? The first one is, if you don't know the answer, repeat the words in the question. If you don't know the answer, just repeat the question. It will not help you to get full marks, but at least some marks you will get. For example, if the question comes, for example, what is the most common blood type, O or AB? You don't know what is the answer. The answer is O. But if you don't know the answer, then you can repeat the question, what is the most common blood type in human, O or AB? You will not get full marks, but at least you will get some marks. Okay. The last thing is that don't forget the articles a and the before some words, because some words, like you have the great places, the great personalities, in front of their name, you have to put the articles like a and the. It will help you to get high scores. Okay, so these are some of the tips and strategies that you have to take care while performing PTE speaking. Okay, and these are the important questions. These are the questions that come in PTE speaking: read aloud, repeat sentence, describe image, retell the lecture, answer short questions. Okay, whenever you attempt PTE speaking, always take care of these tips and strategies. And this was all for today, and for more videos you can visit our Facebook page, and you can also watch our videos on YouTube, and the channel name is Western Overseas. Thank you so much.